The next item is also a conditional use. It's 501, 505 Green Street. It's a request for a conditional use, and we will hear from staff.
Good evening, Patrick Wright again. This is also an application for conditional use. It's to allow for the expansion of existing bar lounge use to accommodate 87 seats with a total of 1,695 square feet of consumption area in the HRCC1 zoning district. The Green Room Bar currently operates in a 642 square foot space on the first floor of this building. The second floor is currently commercial floor area, and the third floor is a transient rental. The application proposes converting the third floor transient residential space to office and storage while expanding the bar lounge to the second floor and adding additional floor area for an outdoor deck on that same second floor. The total proposed floor area for the entire building is 7,424 square feet, with 1,695 square feet of that as consumption area for this bar lounge use. Staff has found the application consistent with the conditional use criteria of Section 12262 as outlined in the staff report. The Planning Department, based on the criteria established by the Comprehensive Plan and Land Development Regulations, recommends to the Planning Board that the request for conditional use be approved with the conditions as outlined in the staff report.
Thank you, Mr. Patrick. And we will hear from Don Craig representing the applicant.
Good evening. It's good to be with you again here in wonderful, warm, beautiful Key West compared to where I was just a few short days ago. We have, if Patrick can spool up, a short 3-minute video that demonstrates the business approach and business plan for my clients who are in the front row. And it gives you an introduction to what we wish to achieve. And if you'd be so kind to allow us to show that 3-minute video, then I'll be very brief in my remarks.
Go ahead.
I watched the green room being built, and the owner of the green room made representations to the city about what his project would be and what values it would reflect, and it accomplished all of those and then some.
I think one of the biggest things in Blake's mind that was impacting the community in a good way, which we're doing through recycling of old materials.
What we're doing with our upcycling is reducing our footprint as a business. We're trying to make less of an impact on the local ecology while helping the local economy.
Been here 20 years and there's no other bars in town that I've seen have even an inkling of what he's trying to do, where what Blake's doing is giving back to the community and giving back to environmental businesses like Reef Relief.
As soon as the Green Room was established in Key West, they approached Reef Relief right away with trying to find a way to support our programs. Blake was very motivated by our mission to protect our local marine environment that's so important.
Our reef drives tourism. One of the driving concepts of Green Room before we opened was sustainability, and still is today.
Blake's main focus is to be a part of this community and to provide for this community, not to simply come down here and take.
After knowing Blake and Kat for a few months and playing music at the Treehouse in Savannah, Blake approached us with an idea to bring his concept to Key West.
I believe my Treehouse in Savannah was a success because Treehouse is a no-frill, fun entertainment venue. It's not about dressing really nice and having fancy things. It's about enjoying yourself in the atmosphere that's around you. As natural as it comes and as organic as Hanging with Friends is, I believe that it's going to be a warm and welcoming place that's going to tie this corner together.
The very same values he brought to the green room, he's going to bring to Treehouse. It'll be an asset to Duval Street, and I don't think there's a local who's been to the establishment that doesn't love it and doesn't respect the way the business is run.
It's more about a philosophy than it is really about a thing. And that philosophy is about not wasting things, about reusing things.
It gives us credibility as a town that we are going and moving forward, and it's a great impact and a great way to mentor other people to try out the same thing.
The Green Room's been a big supporter. We get donations from them on a regular basis that we put right back into our education programs with local Key West youths and schools. I see their expansion only benefiting us.
The recycling, the fundraising efforts they're going to make, I just really think they're going to complement our community. So not just as a bar, but as a business.
You can be assured, if you permit the treehouse to be built, it will reflect the same values and the same methods of business operation that the green room does. And both would then be an asset to our community.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be part of this community and welcoming my green room with open arms. If given the opportunity to build our treehouse here, I hope to make our community proud, be an exemplary case for other establishments, include in the framework of history, provide a great place for everyone to have fun, and most importantly, to continue the sustainable habits that our community will need to move forward. A greener today is a brighter tomorrow. Live consciously.
I believe that adequately shows my client's commitment to the community and to provide a good product and a sustainable business. From a technical standpoint, I've reviewed the conditional use criteria of the code and believe, as does staff, that every one of those criteria are met. We ask for your approval. The expansion, the small expansion, is very small, and the result will be the transformation of underperforming retail and transient use into a retail bar, similar in nature to that which was portrayed by the video, and we would ask for your support.
Thank you, Don. Your video speaks for itself, but do you want to add anything? No? That's cool, too. All right. Do you have anybody signed up to speak? Okay. Anybody signed up to speak on this item?
No, sir.
I'll bring it back to the board. Anybody want to make a motion? Second to approve.
Second.
I hear a motion to approve by Mr. Browning and a second by Mr. Gillerin.
Is that with conditions?
With the conditions as stated, yeah. Sorry, I failed to say that. And we will call the roll.
Board Member Browning?
Before I vote yes, I just wanted, very nice presentation. I read the thing. Other than the first actor, it was outstanding. So, yes.
Board Member Gillerin?
Yes.
Board Member Pike?
Yes.
Board Member Varela?
Yes.
Chairman Holland?
Yes. Congratulations. All right, there's a follow-up, though, is the item 4 variance at 505 Green Street. And we'll hear from Don again, please.
Staff?
I mean, staff. He's walking up
So-
there. He tried to trick me.
This is an accompanying application. This is an application for a parking variance to 8 vehicle parking spaces as a result of new proposed commercial floor area in relation to the expansion of an existing bar. The addition of 497 square feet of new commercial floor area requires compliance with parking requirements per section 108572, which is the parking section of the code. This brings the off-street parking requirement total to 11 spaces with 3 existing. Staff has found the existence of special conditions or circumstances, given that the location and historic nature of the buildings on the site. The existing non-conforming uses of other properties are not a result of this request. Because the requested variance does not meet all of the variance criteria, and based on the criteria established by the Comprehensive Plan and Land Development Regulations, the Planning Department recommends that the request for a variance be denied.
Understood.
Request that it be denied.
Again, Donald Craig for the applicant. A couple of points. As you are aware, your commission approved unanimously several months ago, actually late last year, the right to move forward with an application for the parking variance. At that time, I portrayed for you and provided you the same information that's in your application that shows that this particular use absolutely fits the criteria within the code for the parking exception area. And we're asking for a small increase in floor area in order to use the space that's there. Your information also contains a survey that was conducted on a 3-day random sample that shows that 90% of the customers who come and participated in the survey arrive by non-vehicular means to this location. And as the evidence also shows, that within a 2-block radius, there are numerous bars, restaurants, and other retail facilities that have absolutely no parking. Here we have at least 3 spaces, plus we're going to add at least 24 bicycle parking spaces. We feel that this fits the City Commission's and determination in its parking waiver zone more than any other site in a small area. Therefore, we ask for your approval of the variance with any conditions you might wish to assign. And I will recall for all of the members that the variance criteria that are in your code have never allowed for the approval of a variance as recommended by staff. They're simply too onerous to overcome in any instance. And I might recall for the planning board members that with your good judgment in the past, you have approved variances because of special circumstances. And I would say that the special circumstances that we have portrayed are sufficient to allow you to approve the variance.
I agree with your analysis. Is there someone, anyone signed up to speak on this?
Yes. Sam Kaufman.
Mr. Kaufman, are you signed up to speak on this item? No, I think he's intended to sign up on the discussion item, which is the number 5.
I'm so sorry. Apologize.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
He's not offended. Is there anybody else signed up? Anybody have any questions for staff or the applicant? Well, we've approved the project. I'll bring it back for approval of the variance.
I have a question. First of all, I recognize the diligent work by planning, but of course their hands are tied because they're supposed to go by what the law says. But I think, was it 90% arrived?
Yes.
So the other 10% are just stupid or tourists? Or do we know who drove down there?
Sir, I do not know those who drove down there, but
All right, well, I figure anybody with a lick of sense that lives here that doesn't know that they shouldn't be driving a car down there, you know, they deserve what they get. I didn't interpret code that way, but that's, I don't know.
Yes, sir.
That's what I think, so I'm moving to approve.
thank you, sir.
Do I hear a second? I'll second. Got a motion to approve by Mr. Browning and a second by Mr. Pike. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Board Member Browning.
Yes.
Board Member Gillerin.
No.
Board Member Pike.
Yes.
Board Member Varela.
No.
Chairman Holland.
Yes. Motion carries. The next item is actually going to be a discussion item. We will not have a vote. And we're going to hear from first on this.
There'll be a presentation.
Presentation by Owen?
Yes,
Okay.
by the proposers.
Okay. Is that, where's Owen? Yeah, that's you, bud.
May I begin?